Since BTS debuted in 2013, BTS and ARMY has been facing a lot of discrimination from everywhere. Lately, they've been receiving them mainly from Western industries and medias, but it's actually not so very different from what they've been facing since their early years in South Korean industries. And here we are going to see the similarities and patterns from how K-pop industries and Western industries treated BTS. First topic, being underestimated when they first started. In the beginning of their career, BTS were underestimated a lot because they came from a small company. People often called them a no-go group in the past, which means a group that is unpopular and unknown. They also used to say that BTS were only popular internationally and that BTS weren't as popular in South Korea. Meanwhile, when BTS started blowing up in US, the industry and media didn't take them seriously because they are Asian and they mostly sing in Korean. They were also reduced a lot as just an internet sensation. They were treated as something that will eventually disappear in a matter of time. Not only from Western media, one of entertainment company in Korea also claimed that BTS' success were mainly because of their social media presence, downplaying BTS as just an SNS group. This is of course not true, because like the people say in the beginning, BTS were internationally popular since the start. In 2014 BTS landed their first entry on Billboard World Albums chart with Skull Love Affair, and in 2015 BTS actually outsells YG and JYP Entertainment with their album sales, and managed to enter Billboard 200 with the Most Beautiful Moment in Life Young Forever album. Second topic, mistreatment in music shows, variety shows, and interviews. In their early years, it was extremely hard for BTS to get a slot at music shows. Also their screen time were often got cut off or entirely weren't broadcasted. They got really lucky for their debut stage. At that time there was another group who cancelled their performance, so then BTS could perform on stage because of that. They were a mere substitute. In 2016, BTS were invited to perform at Busan One Asia Festival, but on the day of the show Namjoon got injured, and the organizers of the show cancelled their performance without telling them or Big Hit. When the show was over, ARMY refused to leave because BTS hasn't performed like they were supposed to, and BTS had to beg to the organizers to let them perform on stage for ARMYs who were waiting for them. So BTS performed. When the lights were being switched off, there was confetti all over the floor, and they weren't provided any coverage or recorded on any broadcast. Not so different from the treatment in music shows. BTS also were not really invited to variety shows, and when they were actually invited they were treated very badly. For example, in Weekly Idol the MC refused to accept Yoongi's song which he specifically made for them, saying that they didn't like it, and mocking the song. The MC also made fun of Namjoon's pink hair color which destroyed his confidence with his pink hair until he overcome it, because ARMY wanted to see him with pink hair again. And in 2016, one of Flower Crew variety show refused to accept Jungkook's burger that he bought for them. Jungkook offered him multiple times, but they keep refusing his burger and kind of avoiding him all the time. Those treatments that BTS got were the reason why BTS have their own variety shows, such as Run BTS, BTS Gayo, BTS Bon Voyage, and BTS in the Soup. In America and Western countries, weird things like that usually happens with the interviews. Whether it's the interviewer being unprofessional and weird like that one guy who eats butter, or a very inappropriate and very weird questions that doesn't really have anything to do with BTS career in their musics.
Have you ever gotten together, hooked up with any of the ARMY?
Now, you guys are all together, but you didn't bring your girlfriends. Who is most likely to be a heartbreaker? Who is most likely to get married first?
Okay, favorite English word.
Favorite American meal. Favorite American actress.
Celebrity crushes.
Who is your Hollywood crush?
Who else do you guys want to work with? Who else are you dying to collaborate with?
But there was rumor that there may be a Justin Bieber collab. Is that a dream?
Third topic, bad treatment in awards shows. BTS were not invited on Mama 2013 despite of them being nominated as Best New Male Artist, and when they were invited in 2014, they only performed at the red carpet with only Korean media journalist and photographer as their audience. In 2016, BTS got the Black Ocean at Melon Music Awards. At that time fans of another group decided to turn off their light sticks while BTS were performing, so the audience looks like a black ocean. At the Fact Music Award in 2020 and 2021, when BTS were performing their encore stage, the music was suddenly cut off in the middle of the song, leaving BTS in a very awkward situation. In Grammy 2020, the category which BTS were nominated for were not being televised on the main show. It was being broadcasted on a YouTube premiere live at 5 AM Korean time. BTS had to dress up in the crack of dawn for this announcement alone, and while they were rightfully deserved to win, the Grammy still managed to shamelessly snub them. Not to mention that BTS were also qualified to be nominated for the main awards, such as Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year, based on Map of the Soul 7 and Dynamite performance in 2020. Map of the Soul 7 was #1 global best-selling album and Dynamite was #10 global best-selling digital single. It's really a joke how Map of the Soul 7 didn't get any nominations at all with that achievement alone. Despite of the disappointment, BTS handled the situation very professionally, and even after everything they went through, they were still worried about how ARMYs were feeling, about how sad and disappointed we were. Meanwhile, ARMY were also really worried about BTS, who didn't get the award that they deserved. We really only have each other, just us against the world. Fourth topic, being questioned of their impact and popularity. In Korea, people were questioning BTS popularity by saying that if BTS were really popular, then why they didn't have a song with a perfect all kill, why didn't they have music show wins, and why didn't they have any D-songs. In America, people were questioning BTS popularity by saying that if BTS were really popular, then why they didn't have a #1 Billboard Hot 100 song, why they didn't have a Grammy nomination and Grammy win. It's essentially the same thing, questioning their performance on the chart and their number of awards, which of course they already have now. They have 4 songs with perfect all kill, with Dynamite as the #1 song with the most pack in history and Butter as #6. They have the most music show wins with 152 thropes, and they also have the most D-songs with 57 D-songs in total. As for Billboard Hot 100, BTS now has 5 songs as the #1 hits on BB Hot 100, 3 weeks for Dynamite, 1 week for Life Goes On, 10 weeks for Butter, 1 week for Permission to Dance, and 1 week for Savage Love Remix. As I'm editing this, BTS got another #1 with My Universe, which is a collaboration song with Coldplay. About Grammy, it's not because BTS were not qualified to win, it's simply because of xenophobia and racism of the Recording Academy members, which consist of mostly white old men. Fifth topic, change of narrative, when they become too popular to ignore. I've pointed out that at first BTS were underestimated because they were not that popular in South Korea. But later on, when BTS finally got bigger and become very famous in Korea, the narrative changes from BTS who weren't popular and unknown to BTS who were only popular because of their fans, and BTS who didn't have the general public support. This phenomenon also happening in Western industry, and it's exactly the same. The narrative also changes into BTS who were only popular because of their fans, as if it is a bad thing to have a big support and utmost dedication from your fan base. Later on, this narrative will also evolve into BTS who only keep winning because they have no competition, and BTS who monopolize award shows, as if it's BTS' fault that no one else is qualified to compete against them, as if it's BTS' fault that no one else deserved to win those awards except them. Sixth topic, spreading baseless rumors and accusations. When it is not enough to just downplay BTS achievements, they started throwing all kinds of rumors and accusations against BTS. In 2015, when BTS managed to outsell another boy group with their album sales, netizens claimed that it was because BTS engaged in sajiji, which means buying large quantities of albums to inflate sales numbers. At that time, a lot of Korean media were publishing so many articles about this, and it made the situation even worse. BTS and Big Hit even went through a court to prove that they didn't bulk buying their own albums. And of course it was proven that it was just a baseless accusations. And now in 2021, BTS were once again being accused of doing chart manipulation, only this time, the target of accusation is ARMY. After BTS topping Billboard Hot 100 chart for multiple weeks, Western media and journalists started the rumors of ARMY doing chart manipulation by mass buying BTS songs. Billboard brought up this accusation straight to BTS. They had an opportunity to interview BTS, but this is what they asked them. They unprofessionally quoting tweets from Stan Twitter in their article, and they had the audacity to include that article in their magazine which they sell to armies, as if we will let them do it. This outrage from Western media is just an evil way to deny BTS impact and success in America, because despite of everything, ARMY was still following the rules from Billboard chart. Whether it's a loopholes or not, we are still playing by the rules. I don't understand why fans buying songs is deemed as something bad now. It's completely legal, and it's gonna bring more money for their artist, so why is it bad? But if the Western industries wanted to call this as cheating and chart manipulation so bad, then they should start talking about how US labels were paying radios to play their artists' songs. Payola is very real in Western music industries, but no one is talking about it because they are all an accomplice. They are all the culprit and an enabler of those manipulation because they were paid with money and connections. How dare them saying that other artists mostly relied on streaming? No, they are mostly relying on their radio airplay. And they were saying this as if BTS were lacking in streaming department. No, they were not. BTS has the most stable ratio of streaming and sales on every platform. So no, ARMY didn't do any chart manipulation. We are simply buying songs. That's all. BTS and ARMY were being targeted for this because we reached our success by ourselves. We are not bringing any money to the Western industries, and that's why they are mad. 7th topic, an easy target for harassment and racist remarks. Whether it is in Korea or America, BTS and ARMY were an easy target for all kinds of harassments. BTS were accused of plagiarism a lot, from clothes, concept, and even a VCR. On May 7, 2016, when BTS held their epilogue concert, plagiarism boys hashtag were trending on Twitter in Korea. It was done by 5 fandom union to attack BTS. In Wings Live Trilogy Final, BTS included the word plagiarism boys and GG in their VCR, meaning that BTS were very aware of those harassments against them. In America, it's a different level of harassment, because now BTS become an easy target for racism. They've been receiving a lot of racist remarks from so many different people, especially in this pandemic. There were so many people who were joking about BTS and coronavirus, masking them as something harmless, because they thought it was a dark joke and not racism. Earlier this year, a German radio host was screaming outrage against BTS. He claimed that their cover of Fix You was a blasphemy, and he also saying some racist remarks by comparing BTS to COVID-19. There was also caricature sticker of BTS who were portrayed as if they were being beaten up by the Grammy thropies which were made by Tops. Not only those, the reason why BTS were being discriminated by the Recording Academy and basically the entire Western music industry was because they are not American, they are not white, and they didn't speak English, which in short means racism and xenophobia. In conclusion, the treatment from Korean industry and Western industry to BTS and ARMY were actually very similar in patterns. The major differences are in South Korea, it was more about BTS who were coming from a small company. In US the scale is worldwide, and it is more racist and xenophobic in nature. This is why ARMYs are rightfully protective over BTS, because this is a band that was obviously taken advantage of by the music industry because of the power their fan base holds. No one in this world is truly on our side, but BTS and ARMY always have each other, and we will protect each other from any hardship that may happen in the future. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, and support me on Ko-fi. Bye armies. See you on another video.